In the junkyard. At least they took the motor out of it. I'm surprised it was leaking any oil. They usually use the oil faster than they can leak it. Alright, so we're back up here at Chasing Cars, and what I'm looking for is I'm looking for those Ford like 2001-ish, 2002 and older 8-lug Ford like 7-inch wide steel wheels, because that's what fits those old Chevy pickups, that where you can still put the center cap on. So we're on a search, see what we can find. Let's go out here and see what cool stuff's laying around. Now straight out of the gate, there's a 2005 Magnum. I know these are pretty rare actually, and it's got the Hemi motor in it. I'll be darned. I know a guy I work with named Terrence. He says he's always wanted one of these. It's kind of a shame to see it in the junkyard. We got some little MG bodies, or Spitfire, or whatever they are. Pretty neat little cars. Put you a big old honking V8 in it and do some burnouts. I'll be darned. Ooh, that's a... Is that an X-pipe with some mufflers on it? What is that? Interesting. So there's, early winch truck. So it's got the earlier 61-ish grill, but it doesn't have the Apache style hood, which is good. I'm not a huge Apache hood fan. I'm gonna say 61 on this truck, but yeah, I got the gin poles, and then we've got a Ford. I'm just gonna go with 55-ish with a flathead in it. Holy moly. Now that's cool. Man, these old trucks tell a story. Chevy Love. Got this Ford Galaxy. An AMC Ambassador. Big old car. Man, I'm gonna tell you, I can't remember the name of these cars, but these is little Austin or something like that. That's a pretty cool one. I like that little yellow one. Yeah, so far so good. That Rambler's cool. I've always liked AMCs and Ramblers. Damn, man, why do these good vans got to keep popping up? See, now this one's a 3/4 ton, so the wheels off this would work if they were still here. Oh, such a good body too, man. That's insane. We're gonna see what motor we got down in here. Got an old 460, looks like to me. Oh, this is so disappointing, man. This thing's in good shape, man. Looks like it's had new rotors on it at some point. Holy moly. All 4 hubcaps too. What'd they do with the wheels off this thing? This may shorten my journey up real quick. We got a Dana 60 or 70, but I'm pretty sure it's a 60. You got a little rust on the back doors, they're not bad. I'm gonna see if I find these wheels. Yeah, these right here would have got the job done for us real quick. Got a, oh boy, did they spring the door out on it? No. It doesn't have the right bench seat in it, but man, that'd be a cool camping rig. I bet it'd run. Hell, this is better than what I'm trying to fix up. Isn't that crazy? So one thing I'm wanting to do is keep my eyes peeled out on the ground for those wheels off that van, because you can tell they just took them off. Now somebody could have bought them, but oh, there's OBS Chevy. Long bed, that's a good looking truck. So yeah, we got to keep our eye peeled and see what we can find. We got a square right here. Little smashed up 6-cylinder truck. About a 77, 78, something like that. I like that pattern on that seat. Yeah, this thing's getting the Big 10. It's got a little bit heavier springs in it. That's pretty cool. Let's look here. We hit the corner right there. So we got this little Bronco 2, which I've always thought these things were cool. It's just the motors aren't very good in them. And you don't really see them that often. Of course, the engine's taking it apart. But looks like it was an old hunting rig at some point. All right, so I've located one. Now this one, I guarantee you, came off that white Ford van over there. It's got the Ford sign, it's got the nubs on it. We have another one here. I'm pretty sure this is the later one. And it's got a deeper offset on it. I would take 2 of these for the back, but I'm pretty sure the offset's wrong. But I'm gonna check because I'll go over there and slide it on that van and see. But I gotta find at least two pairs. But I think for sure I'm gonna buy that one. But and then over here I was gonna show y'all something too. I can't really remember the pattern, but these would work, but they're not the style I want. But this bolt pattern won't fit that old truck. These are off the later model 3/4 tons. Here's your Dodge D250. And again, I'm scanning the ground for the 8 lugs, because you know those wheels didn't get packed off too far. And I'm very positive that one goes to that van. So if we just come up with 2, we would have a set of wheels for the back. And that'd get me by for some Rollas. You heard me mention Terrence's name. He's been buying up all these little Volkswagen Bugs. And he may find some pretty good old parts here. Now, if you can find these in the diesel, they're very, very rare. I don't know. I couldn't tell you which one's which or whatever. I'm sure this is the gasoline Bug. But yeah, good parts. So here's something that could be a pretty good find. So this is an F350, probably a 90. Let's see here what year this thing is. Because I think if it's 01 and earlier, it would have a Dana 50 front axle. This is this has got a Dana 50, I guarantee it. That's why this is still here. But yeah, a Dana 50 has a 9-inch ring gear and a Dana 60 has a 9 3/4. But yeah, if this is a Dana 60, I would probably get my stuff and come out here and buy this, because this is a great front axle for a Ford or an OBS Chevy. If you're trying to swap it over to a solid front axle, this would be a good one. But I mean, if you wanted to build a Dana 50, you could get one. But yeah, it's only 30 spline front axles in it, which is, I'm pretty sure, the same as the Dana 44. Don't hold me to that, but yeah, look how beefy all that steering and all that stuff is. Super heavy duty stuff. Another smashed up little Bronco too, and I'm pretty sure this is pretty common for these flipping over, getting smashed. There's a little Mercedes convertible behind it. We got us another OBS Chevrolet. Here's your late 90s little Toyota Celica, and it's a convertible. I used to see these pretty often, but you don't anymore. Surprised nobody wants to. It's just crazy, man. Some of these cars get scrapped and junked. Pretty neat car. And here's another oddity too, is like these little Civics. These are getting really hard to find. And I don't know K series, B series motors or whatever, but these were always pretty fast little cars for drag racing back in the day. Pretty odd to see a hatch in here like that. And imagine that, a Subaru in the junkyard. At least they took the motor out of it. I'm surprised it was leaking any oil. They usually use the oil faster than they can leak it. But these are bad about the head gaskets. But I'm gonna tell you, I do talk a lot of crap about a Subaru. I've had one and I really liked the way it drove. It was cool. It's just, it used a lot of oil and had some weird issues. But these cars are really stinking cool, man. I like them. And we even got a roof rack, man. Glenpool Auto Source. That's cool. No. An El Camino. So very sad to see a G-body El Camino. 78, I think, all the way up to 84-ish maybe. But yeah, that sucks, man. It is a little rough though. It's probably got a lot of mud in it. Man, oh man. Sad state to see. These things are so cool. Probably one of your most comfortable cars to drive around and cruise. Hats off for a bullnose Bronco. It does get that camouflage paint job though. I don't know if I care for that too much. It does. Now let's look here. It's got the transfer case in it. And it's got a C6 in it. So it's got some decent stuff. The 8.8's still hanging in the back. So, got its typical rust. Tailgate's not any good. Of course, the back window, oh yeah, that tailgate's definitely not any good. Yep, it's a junker. Got us a Ford Ranger. Let's look at the other side just real quick. Yeah, the only thing I don't like about the 80s model trucks is this twin I-beam front end. It's really hard to align. It chews up tires, and it does not articulate at all. Not a good setup, but I don't care. If I had one of these that was original, I'd drive it. You're not off-road and everything. And as I've stated before, these Buick Centuries, this should be the one. May not. Oh, there we go. With the 3.8. Oh, 3100. I don't think this engine's as good, but these still are pretty decent cars. Got us a late short bed Chevy right here, a later 90s, 98. It'll have the new dashboard. Very surprised this is in the junkyard, to tell you the truth. The body's not terrible on it, but if a guy needed a good bed for one of these, that bed looks pretty solid. Didn't look all beat up or tore up. Nah, that's not bad at all. Another thing too, you don't really see these Cavaliers anymore. Remember when they used to be pretty common, but yeah, you don't see them very much. Talk about a transmission that I don't want to be fighting. And here I am complaining about turbo 350s and having to rebuild them all the time. That is a huge transmission, God almighty. I always thought these old Range Rovers are pretty cool. They've always been plagued, I think, with electrical issues and cooling, and then they're just expensive to work on. I think ideally a person would be better off to swap a different make engine, a Ford or a Chevrolet or LS swap it or something. But man, these bodies are just cool on these things, man. Yeah, this is suffering from a little bit of rust. But I like the way these gauges work. Yeah, these are cool, man. I'd love to. I always thought about building one of these. That's cool. Holy crap, we got to see this one. So this is a Mazda B2000 pickup. This is the kind of truck that I learned to drive a standard transmission in. Right here. Man, you don't see these at all anymore. Just a little 4-cylinder job. B2600i. The one I learned in was a 2000, but it's exactly the same thing as this truck. Hell yeah. This is an automatic? No, it's a standard. Where the hell's the shifter at? Oh, I bet the transmission has fell down. That's why. Okay. I was kind of confused there for a minute. Yeah, this thing's pretty rough. But cool truck nonetheless. Here's you another little BMW station wagon. I'm really surprised these wagons are getting junked, as popular as they are. Look at that timing chain setup. That looks like a pain in the butt to work on. Dual overhead cam. Really cool car. But yeah, I imagine it's a nightmare. That's probably why it's here, is because it's really hard to work on. And another Beetle. Little red one, actually. Some decent parts, I'm sure, left. Yeah, you don't see these very often anymore either. Here's you another oddity. Man, they're banging on the odd stuff. Little Ram pickup. To me, this looks just like the B2000, but it's a long bed, which is pretty cool. They made definitely more short beds than long beds. And then imported for Dodge. It's got to be close to the same as a Mazda or something like that. Not a bad little body though. Oh hell, who'd want to part with that Ranger? Let's check that out. Look at that little dude. Even got a can tall boy, the good stuff. Look at that paint job, man. Killing it in the 90s. Ford Ranger. There's a couple more Outbacks. Head gaskets and oil consumption. Here we got another brick nose because it's got the flat front end on it. Looks to be a 302. There's a bullnose hood. I'll be darned. Montero Sport. Right here, a 93 LeSabre. These are the GOAT right here. This is the best engine. One of the best that they ever made. I think this is a 2000 Century. This may be a 31. Yeah, this is 3.1. I've had one of these. I didn't have many problems, but I think the intake gasket likes to leak on those. Other than that, they're pretty good, but 3800 it's the best. It is the best. Now here's another rare find too. This is a shorty van. So this is a 95 G20. This is the short one. Holy crap, dude. This is a good van. It's got a 4.3 V6. Oh man, there probably wasn't nothing wrong with this thing, man. I know, I'm confident that motor did not have any problems, probably. Dang, man. So shut. Look at that. That would have been one to fix right there. Holy crap. See, they call it a G20, but it's still a 5-lug. And it's just got a 10-bolt rear axle. So I don't know why they call it a 20, because if it was a 20, well, it'd be 2500 in the Chevrolet pickups, but yeah. Yeah, this thing's in good shape, man. What a shame. So they're pairing these up, 3100 series, and then here's another GOAT, 3800 motor. It's kind of odd. They've got, I think this is the third pair of these I've seen in this yard, maybe the second, I don't know. Huh. A 97 Nissan Maxima. 99, yeah, 97. Crazy enough, my wife had one of these when we first got together. And I rode in it one time. It's got 228 on it. Hers had the bow. This almost looks just like her car. A tree fell on it and broke the sunroof out of it. This looks just like her car. I wonder if it's got any damage on the A-pillar over here. I can't remember, it's been so long. Looks just like it. Here's your little Toyota 4Runner. These things are pretty great. This one is not, but only thing I don't like about these is having to mess with the timing belts. But I really love 4Runners. Yeah, there's the old timing belt. No bueno, but yeah, they're still really reliable. 300, 400, 500,000 vehicles if you take care of them. Another car that's a pretty good one is these little Honda Accords. That's a 90 model. That's a pretty decent little car. These BMWs are not. I think this is the one with the V8 in it. These things like to run hot. Yeah, I think this is the big V8. They run good though. I almost bought one of these back probably 15 years ago. And it ran strong, but yeah, they had a lot of money in the cooling system and I didn't want to mess with that. Now here is a good Dana 60. You can see just in the brute size of that axle, but this is a coil spring. This would make a really good one for a swap. 05 model, 05 and up. Well, that wound up chasing cars for today. It's a shame they just didn't have one more of those wheels. I looked everywhere. So I did buy an extra battery. Up here you can get good hot batteries for like 30 bucks. And and I got a 900 cranking amp full-size battery. So it's always good to have an extra battery. And with them things costing 150, 200 bucks, even if it lasted me a year, it was worth the 40 bucks. So Let's go get a snack and head to the house.